J.
And I am Jen. Join us every Sunday, 3 to 4 p.m. on this station, Wide FM 106.3.
To promote your business, event, or to schedule an interview, call 347-915-0019 or email info@infinitepr.com.
Afternoons with Miss J and Jen. Radio just got better.
Afternoons with Miss J and Jen, a production of Infinite Communications.
So you believe that all car dealerships are the same, right? No credit check, drive away with a brand new car for as little as $150 a month? Yeah, right. Bait and switch tactics that advertise less but cost you more. We get it, and we feel your frustration. Time wasted, another disappointment. We have some great news for you. Imperial Auto Mall is your friendly neighborhood dealership, serving this community for over 10 years. We treat our customers like family, and we strive on referrals because friends tell friends. We are honest and transparent, and our after-sales service is second to none. We also assist with financing, and we work with you to give you the best deals, even when your credit needs work. We are located at 2970 Atlantic Avenue, right here in Brooklyn. Call us today at 718-277-2200. Ask about our Naughty or Nice holiday special. Ho, ho, ho. We will pay the first 3 payments for you, up to $300 per month. No gimmick. Yes, you heard us right. Just so you heard this ad on this station, Imperial Auto Mall. Walk in, drive out. And remember, we're located at 2170 Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn. Give us a call today at 718-277-2200.
Whiskey shippers provide fast, friendly, and reliable service to Grenada, Carriacou, and Pittsburgh, and the other Caribbean destinations at the most affordable prices. We ship barrels, crates, boxes, vehicles, and household effects. You can even build and pack your own barrels and crates right at our facility, located at 416 East 99th Street between Foster and Avenue D. Thinking about moving back home? Then let us help you with the paperwork for shipping your vehicles and containers, etc. If you are shipping to Grenada, then listen up. We have great news for you. Whiskey shippers now offer hassle-free clearance at the St. George's Port. No more running around from shed to shed to pay stamp and other port fees. We do all the legwork at no additional cost. Just pick up your shipping documents at our Grenada office and head straight to your box, barrel, crate, or commercial bin. After the mandatory custom check, you're on your way. It's that simple. So what are you waiting for? Give Whiskey Shippers a call right now. Call 718-272-7742. That's 718-272-7742. And be prepared for the shock and awe service. You can also visit their website at www.whiskeyshippers.com. Remember, they're located at 416 East 99th Street between Foster and Avenue D in Brooklyn, New York.
A party to remember is memories to remember. Saturday the 23rd of December, Eve of Eve. Come celebrate with Wild 106.3 FM at 1018 East 92nd Street between Foster and Farragut Road. It's a night you will never forget, bringing back the good old days. Music by Wild FM's best DJs, Spice Rob, Dr. Ron, The Conductor, Joe Bailey, Jay Wonder, Selecta Akel and Young Mystery. Tickets are $25 more at the door. 10 p.m. until. This is a memories party you'll never forget. Bringing back those years. Cities Outlets, Restart, Juice Bar, Mitchell Real Estate and Century 21 Achievers. For info, call 718-856-8610. Bringing back those years. Stay tuned to this station for more.
Specialized in all types of welding,
steel fabrication, and ornamental ironworks. Jim Dandy is the welding king. Jim Dandy Ironworks. For all your welding needs, from steel staircases to fire escapes, security storm doors to handrail, window bars to chain links, steel porches to wrought iron fences. Jim Dandy Ironworks.
50 Herkimer Place.
Right inside of Brooklyn, Jim Dandy Ironworks also specializes in electrical and oxy-acetylene welding. Jim Dandy is a licensed welding contractor in the state of New York. Come in and ask for Jimmy or call 718-857-5712
On 917-418-4684. Jim Dandy Ironworks.
All right, special good afternoon to those of you listening on Wild FM 106.3 and of course those of you on Facebook Live. It is so nice to be here. I'm happy to be here today. In fact, the last couple of days has been just really nice. I mean, it's not warm, it's cold, but the sun is shining, the sky is clear, and believe you me, I am happy. For the last couple of weeks before that, folks, it was so muggy. I was like, oh my goodness, am I in London or something? But no, it's right here in Brooklyn, folks, and welcome to Afternoons with Miss J and Jim. And there's a handsome-looking man next to me, and I don't think he resembles Jem for one moment. Hi, Jem.
No, I'm John. Close.
All right, so folks, Jem couldn't be here this afternoon. She had to take care of some very, very important matters, you know. So Jem, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, girlfriend, I wish you the best. Special good afternoon to you, Mr. Scobie, man. The Christmas lyrics parang. Christmas is just around the corner. Believe you me, I am excited about it. Good afternoon to all, the Wild FM family. You know, people like Sister Ronnie and the band Spice Rock. Not forgetting Akel and, oh my goodness, too many to mention. But folks, it's really good to be part of this family. And those of you in Radio Land, all of you listeners out there, you know, whether you're still cooking, having dinner, you're doing the ironing, you're doing the laundry, you're driving in your car, you know, going to do some last-minute shopping after all. Black Friday. I did my bit of damage myself, you know what I mean? It's almost irresistible. You tell yourself you're not going to do it, and then, you know, you get these emails, and you're, you know what, I'm just going to check it out. And before you know it, it's one sweater and one slacks and another jacket, you know, and you get into the swing of things. So, folks, I did promise you a very exciting interview this afternoon, yeah, and I have in the studio with me a gentleman by the name of Mr. John Thomas. Why am I saying John Thomas? Mr. John Andrews.
That's close.
You know what? Because there's a calypso artist by the name of John Thomas.
I wish I sang.
Yeah.
I'll do some calypsos.
And in fact, I'm looking at my computer, and his song, you know, Reason to Live, is just sitting there looking at me. So forgive me for that. Mr. John Andrews. How could I forget that name? How are you doing, Mr. Andrews? Welcome to the studios of 106.3 FM.
I'm doing wonderful. Good to be here with you, Jen.
Well, you're looking well.
Thank you. I'm in good company, so.
Absolutely. And I know you are here for us to talk about what you do. You are an author, you're an actor, you're a producer, you're a playwright. Which one do you claim as your main profession? Because so much, and I have a feeling there might be more than just what I talked about.
Well, you know, I love hats. And I have multiple hats. You saw me with a hat when I walked in.
Literally,
yes.
Literally, you like hats.
Yes, I love hats.
Yeah.
And I just put on whichever hat I like.
Right, for the moment.
Yeah, for a moment. Sometimes it goes with a wardrobe and I put it on.
Oh.
Without even thinking about it.
Nice. But before we go on, John, what we're going to do is kind of give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and tell our listeners, whether they're on Facebook, whether they're on 106.3 FM, the radio dial, tell them a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how long you've been living here in Brooklyn, and who you are. Let them get a feel for who Mr. John Andrews really are.
Well, first I must say good afternoon and welcome to 106.3 FM with Janice, the great host.
Miss J. Yes.
It's good to be here. I'm from the island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're a group of 32 islands in the Caribbean. Most of them are inhabited, about 150 square miles, with St. Vincent being the largest, 133 square miles. And I left St. Vincent a while back. Lived in Canada for some time. Moved to New York, did some radio. Then while in New York, I decided that I was going to move to California. Okay. And I started acting school here in New York, then took my acting to Cali, the heart of Hollywood. People told me that it wouldn't last and that California was going to fall into the ocean because there's going to be major earthquakes. They told me it was hell and a bunch of stuff they told me, but I didn't bother with what they said. I decided that I was going to go to Cali, and I took my acting career to California.
So how does a black man from the Caribbean, from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, have the confidence to decide, you know what, I'm going to Hollywood to pursue my dream of becoming an actor?
I drove taxis here in New York, and I picked up a client one day, and during the conversation, I realized that he was an actor, and he told me, he said, well, if you want to do acting, you should go to Hollywood. And so he gave me some connections here in New York, and I explored those connections. I started my acting training here in New York, and then later on I took it to Cali, and never knew that I would be able to act, because it wasn't something that, you grow up as kids and you're like, okay, this is what I want to do in my life.
Were you funny? Were you the kind of guy that made everybody laugh when you came? You were the life of the party? Are you that kind of guy?
No, I was shy. I was very, very introverted.
Really?
Yeah. I was shy. I didn't talk to people, and the me you see now is not the me I was. I had to learn how to be the me I am now.
Right. So what inspired you to want to become an actor? Because I've seen the transition between stand-up comedy and being in public life and performing in the performing arts, and then sort of having this natural type of transition. But for you, you said you were shy, you were introverted, and one day you just decided you wanted to act.
Growing up as a kid, I always wanted to become a cop.
Oh.
I would watch a lot of cop movies, and before I go to bed, I would pray to God that I'll become a cop. I was so fascinated by cops, and that kind of stayed with me. And when I watched these movies, I said, well, I could play that role. I could be a cop.
So at some point, you decided, listen, you'd rather play a cop than be a cop.
Exactly. I'd rather play a cop than be a cop.
Right.
So that kind of launched me into acting.
Okay.
That was the little seed that was there.
Right.
That kind of pushed me into that career.
So you got to Hollywood, right? So we got to keep it moving. You got to Hollywood. Were you a Christian when you were in Hollywood? When you went to Hollywood?
I was a Christian before I went to Hollywood, and people told me that I lose all my values and I go to hell. And they told me really bad things about Hollywood. And when I got there, I was surprised that every place has bad environment, but I was surprised that Hollywood wasn't what they said it was. There are nice places in Hollywood. I haven't changed my values. My values are still the same.
Right.
So sometimes you can't listen to people.
Right. So did you have any type of difficulty, like reconciling, being a Christian and having to do what you have to do to become an actor? And some of the scenes that you have, were you ever filled with the conviction that perhaps this is not what I should be doing? Or did you feel from day one that it was an opportunity where you feel as if you can use your Christianity and also merge it with a certain element of secularism and kind of, do what you do?
I just wanted to be an actor. I wanted to become an actor, and certain scenes I would not get involved in. Because my Christian values were still there, but I just wanted to become an actor, and whatever came my way that I felt justifiable, that I wouldn't compromise my values, I jumped in.
Right, and what was the response like to you?
Oh, it was good. It was good. I felt good. The people in my church, they loved what I was doing. They appreciated me. they supported me, so it wasn't much of an issue. It wasn't anything bad I was doing. It was just me being in a different element and trying to be somebody else.
Right, but you're not in Hollywood now. So kind of fast forward and tell us where you are right now, and how did that experience in Hollywood got you to where you are now?
Well, my life turned around. I went through a very tough divorce, very tough, with 3 kids under the age of 5, and that just tore my life up. And I had to start all over again. I felt like I was in the basement, and I had to start all over again. So that brought a lot of change in the way I saw things and who I was, and I had to, at that point, rely on God, because when we hit the wall, when we're up against the wall, that's when we hit our knees. And I had to do that kind of transformation, and that made me centered, very centered. I thought before going to Hollywood that I knew and I was centered, but not until I had to go through those difficulties that I realized how much I needed to depend on God, and that centered me. And I decided that whatever I do, He is still going to be the center of my life. So that is my balance right now, that I do.
Absolutely. And you have done well. You have movies. You had a movie that you did, right?
Yes, 2009. I did
in 2009.
Yes.
And you're going to tell us about that. You have another one that's going to be coming out pretty soon.
Yes.
Right? And it's just amazing. I mean, I look at the movies, I look at the, and I'm thinking, it's when you get into acting, it's almost as if you take on a completely different persona.
Yeah, you become other people.
Yeah.
You see people and you pass on the street and you're like, okay, how can I be like that person if I have to act that role?
Right.
But it's just something you put on.
Yes.
You don't.
So tell us about the first movie.
The first movie is based on my second book, Spread Some Love, Relationships 101. It's centered on relationships, and that was very thrilling to do that and to watch it shot and be involved in it and to interview so many couples with great relationships and to learn from people as to how they make their relationship last. And that was very intriguing, because after doing that, I kind of like caught the bug to one day become a director, or at least produce something for the big screen. So that was very inviting. And
the first movie that you produced for the big screen was?
The first one for the big screen is coming up. We've got Rude Boy and actually Who Shot the Sheriff, and we've already done location scouting for those 2 movies in Jamaica and Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. So those are in the works, and you get to see those as things materialize. But right now, they're in the pre-production stage.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, folks, in case you are just joining us, we're on Wild FM 106.3. And those of you in Radio Land, it's Afternoons with Miss J and Jen. In the studio with me today is Mr. John Andrews, and of course he is a writer, he's an actor, he's, oh my goodness, too much to mention. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to get some insight into exactly what he's all about at this point in his life. Don't go nowhere, we'll be right back.
Afternoons with Miss J and Jem. Together, we are revolutionizing your Sundays. Real talk, real life experiences,
and information to uplift, motivate, and inspire.
I am Miss J.
And I am Jen. Join us every Sunday, 3 to 4 p.m. on this station, Wild FM 106.3.
To promote your business, event, or to schedule an interview, call 347-915-0019 or email info@infinitepr.com.
Afternoons with Miss J and Jen. Radio just got better.
Afternoons with Miss J and Jen, a production of Infinite Communications.
Whiskey shippers provide fast, friendly, and reliable service to Grenada, Carriacou, and Peter Martinique, and the other Caribbean destinations. and the most affordable prices. We ship barrels, crates, boxes, vehicles, and household effects. You can even build and pack your own barrels and crates right at our facility, located at 416 East 99th Street between Foster and Avenue D. Thinking about moving back home? Then let us help you with the paperwork for shipping your vehicles and containers, etc. If you are shipping to Grenada, then listen up. We have great news for you. Whiskey shippers now offer hassle-free clearance at the St. George's Port. No more running around from shed to shed to pay stamp and other port fees. We do all the legwork at no additional cost. Just pick up your shipping documents at our Grenada office and head straight to your box, barrel, crate, or commercial bin. After the mandatory custom check, you're on your way. It's that simple. So what are you waiting for? Give Whiskey shippers a call right now. Call 718-272-7742. That's 718-272-7742. And be prepared for the shock and awe service. You can also visit their website at www.whiskeyshippers.com. Remember, they're located at 416 East 99th Street between Foster and Avenue D in Brooklyn, New York.
So you believe that all car dealerships are the same, right? No credit check, drive away with a brand new car for as little as $150 a month? Yeah, right. Bait and switch tactics that advertise less but cost you more. We get it, and we feel your frustration. Time wasted, another disappointment. We have some great news for you. Imperial Auto Mall is your friendly neighborhood dealership serving this community for over 10 years. We treat our customers like family, and we strive on referrals because friends tell friends. We are honest and transparent, and our after-sales service is second to none. We also assist with financing, and we work with you to give you the best deals, even when your credit needs work. We are located at 2970 Atlantic Avenue, right here in Brooklyn. Call us today at 718-277-2200. Ask about our Naughty or Nice holiday special. We will pay the first 3 payments for you, up to $300 per month. No gimmick. Yes, you heard us right. Just so you heard this ad on this station, Imperial Auto Mall. Walk in, drive out. And remember, we're located at 2170 Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn. Give us a call today at 718-277-2200.
There you have it, folks. Imperial Auto Mall, folks. The reason why this is a little bit exciting because they have promised that they are going to be paying the first 3 months installment for you. Isn't that awesome? Imagine you're getting a used car.
That's great stuff.
Exactly,
Good, yeah.
you know, because for some folks out there might be saying, oh my goodness, these auto shops are a dime a dozen scattered all over the place, you know, but when you have one guy who is saying, you know what, I'm going to pay the first 3 months of your car payment for you up to $300, isn't that fabulous?
Oh, that's a great deal.
Yeah.
I want to go get a car.
Yeah, man, Imperial Auto Mall. They're located over there at 2970 Atlantic Avenue. And of course, one of the big sponsors of this show is Whiskey Shippers. And folks, I know that the Christmas season is here, and Christmas is right around the corner. And already you are packing your barrel. Some have already packed your barrel, have it in the corner behind the door, you know. And it's ready to go, and you're just waiting on the next paycheck, whatever you're waiting for. I mean, it's all good. But you need to give Whiskey Shippers a call, folks. Let me tell you what they've done. In fact, in Grenada, if you're shipping to Grenada, they have removed all of the leg work, meaning that in order to run around, you have to run around on the port, you know, from getting your stamp from this shed to that shed and all of that. Well, folks, they've taken away all of that. They're doing that for you. So when you go to pick up your documents, you just have to go straight to your barrel, straight to your crate, straight to your boxes, and take your stuff and go away. So you don't have to take a day off to go clear a barrel like you used to in the past. So folks, Whiskey Shippers, they're the only one that's doing that. So give them a call. All right, there you have it. And folks, I just want to remind you about our Memories event that's coming up on December 23rd. And of course, it's a Wild FM 106.3 event. And the family, we're inviting you. So the tickets are $25 in advance, and it's going to be more at the door. I can tell you that we have just a few left, and if you want to be in, you want to make sure you get your ticket. You know, those of you who are on Facebook, you can leave me a message, and I'll let you know where you can pick up your ticket. And for those of you in Radio Land, you can go onto our website, leave us a message. You can leave me a message on Facebook. It's Janice, J-N-I-S, Leslie. Or you can just give us a call, all right? You know our number. Our number right here is 718-865-8610. That is 718-865-8610. Don't call me right now. Call me after the show, all right? So we're looking forward to that event, that memories event. It's going to be a mature thing, as we say. It's going to be well-dressed, you know. So everyone is going to be there. We're going to have a time of our life. So in case you're just joining us, I am in the studio here with Mr. John Andrews. He's our guest today. And of course, he's an author, he's an actor, he's a producer, he's a playwright. And according to him, he wears a lot of different hats. But today he's here to tell us about something fabulous that's coming up, something that's just around the corner, you know. But before we get to that, we want to get a better feel for who this man is. He's a man of God. He's a man who has, you know, extreme faith in God, but at the same time, you know, he's balancing the act, as we say, with going after his dream, which is to be an actor, and using that platform, you know, to deliver the messages, you know. And like I say, he's here today. Mr. Andrews, how are you doing again? I know it's been a very
doing wonderful, wonderful. Good to be here.
Fabulous. The church, a hospital. Oh, you know what? Before I get to the church and hospital, let's talk about your books a little bit. I was fortunate enough to read one of your books, and it was a can't put down until I got to the end.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Tell me about the inspiration behind that book.
So you're talking about the church and hospital.
The church and hospital.
I was in Jamaica, and the government invited me there for location scouting. I spent 7 days. I toured the whole country, and I was so happy. I was so thrilled that the government pulled out the red carpet for me.
How did that happen?
They saw what I was doing. They read my books. I let them know that I was interested in doing some movies in Jamaica. They liked the concept, so they invited me in to check out Jamaica, just to see if it would be a place that I want to shoot these movies. And I was really thrilled about the way they treated me, and food and the whole 9 yards. Coming back on the plane, I said to myself, you know what? God has been so good to me. I have to go deeper. I have to develop a stronger relationship with Him. And when I came back, I went straight back to the church, and I got very involved in the church. And I looked at how things were done, and I said, how could the church be better, you know, to attract the people it needs to attract? And I said, you know what, the church is a hospital. Because, you know, I see the people who come to church, you know, some of them get cured, some of them are still the same way. There are no changes in their lives, so people get better. I said, it's a hospital. So I said, you know what, I've got to write this book about the church, a hospital. And there I went last December. I decided to put pen and paper and laptop together, and I started writing. And here we are with the third and fourth installation of the play. One's coming to Medgar Evers on December 10th, and the other two. One's coming to Hofstra on December 10th, and Medgar Evers on the 17th.
Okay, I want to go back to the church, a hospital. I mean, I thought about the name that you chose. I thought about it, and I'm thinking that the church, a hospital. And I kind of came up with my own analogy. You know, the world is filled with all kinds of people. There are some people that lose hope, and they even might become mentally ill. We have people that take their lives. We have people that turn to drugs and alcohol. We have people that get involved in promiscuous behaviors. And there are others that go to Jesus. So at the end of the day, it really depends on your upbringing and what you do when the chips are down and when things are not going right. If you were brought up as a Christian or in a Christian background, chances are you're going to go to the church. Whether you come down with some type of terminal illness, right? You go to the church. for the people who aren't as fortunate to have had that type of spiritual grounding, they may turn to other things. But the reality is that when you go to the church, you're not finding like whole people. You're finding people who have come to the end of almost of nowhere to turn, nowhere to go, and they're looking for some type of deliverance. They're looking for some type of help, some type of hope. So it becomes almost, I mean, it's a metaphor, but it becomes almost like a hospital where there are all these sick and injured people.
Well, there are no well people in the hospital. They
Yes.
you know, they go home. They go home. But we all are striving to go to heaven, and that's our destiny. But a lot of people mess up along the way because they let secret sins, they let gossip, hypocrisy, blasphemy, envy, jealousy, they let all of these vices deter them from making that heavenly walk. And if there are more people in the church who would make that heavenly walk, the people on the outside would have an easier chance of coming in because they would become an attractive entity. But because there are so many vices within the church, people stay away from the church. And you'd be surprised.
It's a bunch of hypocrites.
Yes, a bunch of hypocrites. You know, and they're filled with gossip. You know, they don't like the way you look. They're going to try to tear you down. They're going to form a clique against you. All of these things exist within the church, and it should not be. And these are the things that are preventing the people on the outside from coming into the church and developing a closer walk with God.
So you've decided to address that issue in the form of a play.
Yes, in the form of a book and in the form of a play. You know, I'm a problem solver, and whenever I see a situation that needs fixing, I look at how can I fix it? Because all problems are solvable. How can I fix it?
Yes.
And I feel that this is a fix for the church to move on and to progress. So it could be a church on fire.
Right. So tell us a little bit about the play. I know you don't want to tell us too much about it because you want to pique our interest. You want to get us excited so that we're going to come out and see this play. I see you have a cast. How big is the cast?
The cast is about 34 cast members, including some understudies.
So it's a pretty large play.
Pretty large play, and they're like 18 primary roles, and it's spread out in the church. We've got great people like Cheryl Vincent from Grenada.
Yes.
She's an R&B singer. She came on board and she just took on the role like it's
Right.
hers. And we've got Damal Francis. We've got just some top people. We've got a lady from Africa, Emma Clay. We've got just some great singers.
Wow.
And the music.
So it's a musical.
It's a musical. The
Uh-huh.
music is rich, very, very rich. Mostly contemporary gospel, but a rich music, handpicked, and the acting is brilliant. And with the music and the acting together, it's. I'm tickled. I'm tickled.
And you've seen a lot. You've worked in Hollywood. You've been in the environment. And I mean, just before we started the show, we were talking a little bit about Cheryl Vincent because I happen to know her personally. And I was commenting on how confident and what an awesome singer she is. And she just fell into that role as if it was made for her.
She took on the role of Sister Harris.
Right.
And the guy who plays the husband. There's so much chemistry between them, and they run a family of 3 kids, and these kids are disobedient. They want to do their own thing, and to see them in action to try to pull their family together, and then on the other hand, the members in the church are tearing them apart because of jealousy. So to see them go to church and have to balance what goes on in the church, and then come home and have to balance with his 3 kids. it's very, very interesting to see what unfolds between the
Right. So it's the dynamics that goes on in the church.
Yes.
You know, and I'm just assuming you would have people talking about the way people dress.
Oh yes.
You would have
Oh, yes.
people judging people
Yes.
about every single thing. You
Yes.
have somebody singing and they joking somebody
Yes.
and asking,
Yes.
yeah, what's she playing? You know,
Yes.
that type of
Yes.
thing. It goes on there, and you were able to bring that out in play and in music and in all of that to address the issue of the quote-unquote hypocrisy that goes on within the church. So we have 2 events that's coming up. One is on December. The first one is on the
December 10th.
Is on the 10th, which is what day is the 10th?
Sunday, December 10th.
That is
at
Sunday,
Hofstra.
December 10th, and that's at Hofstra University, right? So the John Cranford Adams Playhouse, and that's going to be where in Hempstead.
Hempstead.
It's in
Long
Hempstead,
Island.
Long Island. And well, tell the listeners about it.
Well, you all got to come on and watch this. If you have never been to Hempstead, it's a beautiful city.
I've
A
been
lot of eateries, and Hofstra is a very profound institution. You've got to come and watch the play. Okay, I'm just going to say this, that as a director, I've directed some of these scenes, and the way some of these scenes play out, I could just finish and go home and not do anything else. I'm so happy and thrilled to see what comes out from these scenes. And these actors, they do a phenomenal, phenomenal job. But you've got to come and see how the whole play unfolds. You're going to cry, you're going to laugh, and you're going to get your praise on. It's going to tug on your emotions. So you got to come and watch it at Hofstra. Absolutely come to Hofstra. There's some ticket locations. You can pick up tickets on Long Island at J&J Caribbean Foods or Sam's Marketplace. You can go to Queens and pick up tickets at VP Records, the Dole Restaurant. You can also pick up tickets at Genesis One Restaurant. And that's for the event that's coming to Hofstra.
To Hofstra. And I see you have some sponsors there, people that have supported you, and you might want to mention that.
Yes, I just want to big up Springer Printing. Wonderful guy. He's helped us out a lot. We've got all my furniture in Jamaica. You know, they've sponsored our furniture for the last play we did, and they're sponsoring for these 2 other plays. Sterling National Bank. There used to be a Astoria Bank.
Yeah.
And now they're Sterling, recent change. And we've got Jamin's Trelawney Place. You know, my buddy George Crooks. You know, just great people who are working with us. We've got the Damal Francis Radio Show. Damal has just been a great guy, you know, who's been always there to make things happen for them.
Fantastic. So, folks, this is the event. That is the event that's happening on the 10th. And as you heard from Mr. Andrews himself, it's taking place at Hofstra University in Hempstead. And the tickets are only $45.
Tickets are only $45. Yes. They were $30 last week, but if you missed that, you just got to pay them for $45.
Right. And you can also get tickets on Eventbrite as well.
Go to Eventbrite or offbroadway.us and you can get your tickets there.
Absolutely. So, folks, what we're going to do now is just take another commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to be telling you all about the event that's taking place on the 17th. Because, of course, it's going to be happening at convenient locations. And I know that where are we going here? Hempstead might be quite some ways for some of you, although the Long Island Railway, I think it takes
Long Island Railroad,
yeah,
yes.
it takes you there. But some people like me, I want to make sure that I could run home. So any place that I have to take the train for too long, for me it's far. When you're a small islander, you know, it's like that. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to tell you where the next location is going to be, and of course it's going to be right here in Brooklyn. Let's take that break, and we're coming right back.
So you believe that all car dealerships are the same, right? No credit check, drive away with a brand new car for as little as $150 a month? Yeah, right. Bait and switch tactics that advertise less but cost you more. We get it, and we feel your frustration. Time wasted, another disappointment. We have some great news for you. Imperial Auto Mall is your friendly neighborhood dealership serving this community for over 10 years. We treat our customers like family and we strive on referrals because friends tell friends. We are honest and transparent, and our after-sales service is second to none. We also assist with financing, and we work with you to give you the best deals, even when your credit needs work. We are located at 2970 Atlantic Avenue, right here in Brooklyn. Call us today at 718-277-2200. Ask about our Naughty or Nice holiday special. Ho, ho, ho. We will pay the first 3 payments for you, up to $300 per month. No gimmick. Yes, you heard us right. Just so you heard this ad on this station, Imperial Auto Mall. Walk in, drive out. And remember, we're located at 2170 Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn. Give us a call today at 718-277-2200. Whether it's vacation or strictly business, finding your way around is of utmost importance. So for your next trip to Grenada, make sure that you move around in comfort and safety. Introducing Hostital International Auto Rentals, located in the Eastern Parish of St. Andrew on Gladstone Road in Brentville. But proximity is no problem. We do airport pickups, and our fleet of vehicles were carefully selected with the country's rugged terrain in mind. Visit us on Facebook, view photos of our spacious compound and array of vehicles. You can also contact us via Facebook or email us at spiceandautorental@gmail.com or call our 473 area code number 443-AUTO. That's 443-2886. Leave New York with a peace of mind knowing that your auto rental in Grenada is awaiting you on arrival at the most reasonable and flexible rate when compared to our competitors. Hostital International Auto Rental. We're not just a rental company. We're ambassadors of our country through our services.
A party to remember is memories to remember. Saturday the 23rd of December, the Eve of Eve. Come celebrate with Wild 106.3 FM at 1018 East 92nd Street between Foster and Farragut Road. It's a night you will never forget, bringing back the good old days. Music by Wild FM's best DJs, Spice Rob, Dr. Ron, The Conductor, Joe Bailey, Jay Wonder, Selecta Akel and Young Mystery. Tickets are $25 more at the door. 10 p.m. until. This is a memories party you will never forget. Bringing back those years. Cities Outlets, 3-Star Juice Bar, Mitchell Real Estate and Century 21 Achievers. For info, call 718-856-8610. Bringing back those years. Stay tuned to this station for more.
Everyone is a photographer these days. But would you trust them with your priceless memories? Wedding photos, baby shower, and graduation? The answer is no. So call the professionals, Caribbean Sky TV, for all your photography and videography work, from regular parties to Sweet 16, from baby and bridal shower to graduations and other formal events. Call Caribbean Sky TV at 718-865-8610 or 347-489-1424 or email us at caribbeanskytv@gmail.com. So for top quality photos and HD quality videos, call Caribbean Sky TV today for your next event at 718-865-8610 or 347-489-1424. Affordable pricing plus special package deals all await you. Call Caribbean Sky TV. Remember the numbers 718-865-8610 or 347-489-1424. Or you can also email us at caribbeanskytv@gmail.com. And let the professionals handle your next job.
All right, folks, we're back. It's Wild 106.3 FM. And in the studio this afternoon with me is Mr. John Andrews. And in case you're just joining us, I see some new faces there on Facebook. How you doing, Cheryl? What's up, girl? I hope you heard what we said about you. We said a lot of nice things about you, girl. We are so proud of our own daughter of the soil. We were talking about how you adapted, to this role like white and rice, and how well you're doing. Mr. Andrews here couldn't stop singing your praises. And of course, special good afternoon, my good girlfriend, Trini Trinidadian. Jen, what's up, girl? Always supportive, of course. I do the same for you. And those of you in Radio Land, whatever you are doing, you're preparing dinner, getting ready, for the upcoming week, getting children in gear, whatever you're doing. Thank you so much for locking on to Wild FM 106.3. Special good afternoon to you, Jill. How you doing, my girl? Thank you. Always tuned into Wild FM. All right, so Mr. Andrews, we talked about, before the break, we talked about the event that's happening at Hofstra University, and that's taking place on the 10th of December. And coming up is one for the folks in Brooklyn, like myself, that don't like to go far. I want it right there. So tell us about that.
Yeah, well, they decided to have us do this one for them. They begged us, and we decided to do it here in Brooklyn. This event at Medgar Evers is going to, proceeds from the event is going to benefit Moving Mountains Arts Program at Medgar Evers.
Okay.
And I'm so happy to be able to do something that will help kids who are between the ages of 6 to 21 go through an entire acting and production program. And I'm glad that we can do this for the college. This is on Sunday, December the 17th. Just come out and support. It's going to be, it's a worthy cause. The gentleman who funded this program is Jamie Hector, and he's on the HBO show The Wire. Just a great individual, and we want to support this cause there at Medgar Evers. The tickets are $65, and you here in Brooklyn, you can get the tickets from Allenburg.
Why the difference in price? People in Long Island, what you call it?
Yes, we've had this issue, but this is a benefit, and
okay.
They say when you give something, you want to give something substantial.
Right.
Okay, and if we made the price $45, we would not put ourselves in a position to give them something that's substantial.
Right.
So with $65, we can give them something over and beyond. And we want to help these kids. We really want to help them.
Absolutely.
So you can pick up the tickets at Island Burger, Soul Sisters, or at Trelawney Place here in Brooklyn.
And Trelawney Place, that's located at 1440 Utica Avenue. And you can go get your ticket, folks. Again, this is Mr. John Andrews, and of course he's an author, he's an actor. And for those of you who might be saying, you know what, I need to get a copy of the book. I'd like to see some of the movies. Some people, they do not make up their mind just like that. They may want to go to YouTube or wherever your movies are hosted, and they may want to take a look at it to see if this man perhaps really have the qualities that merit taking their 45 and 60. Sometimes it's just a time to go look at. Where can they find your work?
You can find my work at Amazon. You can find it at Barnes & Noble. You can find my work at...
Just read out some of the names so someone can take note of it and actually go specifically and look for those books.
Yes, if you're looking for books in the inspirational category, we have Total Commitment to the Mindset of Champions. We have the 5 P's for Teens. We have the 5 Steps for Changing Your Life. We have Dare to Make a Difference, Success 101.
And you've written all of these books.
All of these books. You have Spread Some Love, Relationships 101. If you want books in the religious realm or spiritual realm, we've got the Church at Hospital, and the new book is coming, The Church on Fire. If you want book that are novels, beat 'em up, shoot 'em up, I've done some of those novels. You can find the Rude Boy series, which is now 4 books deep. You can find the Whodunit Chronicles, which involves Who Shot the Sheriff 1 and 2. Number 3 is on its way. You can also find the Snitch on Time, which has a New York setting. This is about a 19-year-old black African American kid right here in New York who got shot by the NYPD, and they said it was done based on self-defense, but his parents didn't leave any stone unturned to find justice. It's a very nice novel. Those are some of the novels that I've written, and they say I'm prolific, Jan, so I just do things in there.
So we can look forward to seeing a number of these books turn into movies and plays going forward.
Yes. I want to keep it on a hush hush, but we've got some things coming, and come and see. You know, when Tyler Perry jumped out of the pack, and people said, "Oh, you're the next Tyler Perry." No, I'm John Andrews. But when Tyler Perry was jumping out of the pack, people wanted to see him, and now he's out of the pack. They're so glad that they supported Tyler Perry.
Right.
So come and support me, because I'm jumping out of the pack, and I want to put some people with me when I jump out of the pack.
And you're absolutely good. You're fabulous from what I've seen, what I've read, and like I say, we have people like our own Cheryl on board. And
Yes.
I've had the opportunity, I believe I am blessed to see her on a monthly basis, because we do have the networking Wednesdays that Cheryl is a part of. In fact, she's part of the management team of that organization, and she blesses us every month with her beautiful singing, and she's a confident performer. And I can imagine, bringing that lustrous voice into everything, and that confidence into the play. So folks, you want to go out and see that play, you have an opportunity to see Mr. John Andrews up front, in person, live. You have an opportunity to see him, because I know he's going to, I'm not guessing that, I know he's going to be the next big thing, the next big black actor that's going to become a household name that, that everybody is going to enjoy. So this is your chance, folks. Just $45 if you're over there in Hempstead. And of course, it's the Hofstra University. And if you're here in Brooklyn, and you just like to go around the corner, of course, it's at Medgar Evers, and you heard it yourself. He is going to be, or they are going to be, donating a significant portion of the revenue from the Brooklyn event to the acting department, the arts department.
Yes, the arts department
of Medgar Evers. I have one last question for you, because we have only about 5 minutes left on the show. The church, a hospital. What do you want the takeaway to be from this? Because like I say, you're a spiritual person, you're a Christian, you try to write with inspiration. What do you hope that the people coming to the show will take away?
The church or hospital has to do with treating people, treating their ailments, just like a hospital. So when you come to the church, you come with your bigotry, your hypocrisy, your gossip, your jealousy, your envy, your malice. You come with all of those things.
Yes.
You can change and become better. You can become a
so
better
you mean
person.
God does not wipe it away automatically? You come to the church, you accept Christ, you say the prayer for repentance, and it doesn't go away automatically.
Yes, we're stuck in these vices. But you can change. In the play, you would see people who has transformed their lives based on encountering with other people in the church, encounters with other people within the church, and where they want to go when they understand that they have got to go on the right path if they want to go to heaven. We find that so many people are set on going to heaven that they forget about creating a heaven on earth. And if you be good to the people, if you genuinely care about the people in the church, within the church, with whom you interact, life is going to be better for you. You're going to shed some of these vices that you have, and you won't be so caught up in gossip and talking bad about people. You would see in the play how many people have changed their ways or their pattern of their lifestyle. They're gossiping, the gossip mongers. You see how they have changed because of the situation they have encountered, and when they realize, well, this is not taking me in the right direction. And we talked about Cheryl earlier. Cheryl sings R&B.
Yes.
You've got to see Cheryl sing gospel, or hear her sing gospel.
Oh boy!
And to see the change,
the emotion that goes into
the change that she have gone through in dealing with the church folks and her family, and the criticism, and to see how she has transformed her life. You got to be a
so I mean, I have not seen any of the rehearsals, but I suspect that at the end of it, there is going to be a lot of reconciliation, a lot of hugging and kissing and crying and stuff like that.
Bring your handkerchief. You're gonna cry, and I'm telling you, I cry. I mean, I'm a grown man, and I think I'm tough. I've written the play, I directed in so many rehearsals, but I cry. I still cry when I watch some of these scenes. So it's
well, you know what?
child on your emotions.
A show that can pull at my heartstring and make me cry, it has to be a good show. I'm all in. I'm all absolutely in. So folks in Brooklyn, you do not want to miss this opportunity. Here is a brother. He hails from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and of course he's one of our Caribbean brothers. And getting into Hollywood and becoming famous, becoming popular, it's not the easiest thing to do. And to have the courage, the confidence, and to do this, folks, without giving up, without sacrificing his values, without sacrificing who he is as a person, as it relates to his love for God and wanting to make a positive impact and leave a positive footprint on this earth. And folks, I'm telling you, you want to go out and support it. It's not just about supporting. It's also about, it's great, it's good. Yes. The people that are on this cast is amazing. Yes. And this man here, Mr. John Andrews, he's no simple guy. I mean, I had a conversation with him weeks ago, and he has contacts with Hollywood's best. He has the support from Hollywood's best folks. So he's going to be bursting on the scene pretty good. And like I say, any show, any play that can make me cry, I'm all in. So folks, get your ticket. It's on Eventbrite. The name of the show, The Church a Hospital. The Church a Hospital. You want to see how this unfolds, how it starts, how it ends. Folks, get your tickets. Support Mr. John Andrew. My time is up.
Wow.
It was a pleasure speaking with you folks. Those of you in Radio Land, thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, if you're driving in your car, keep it locked. We have the man Spice Rock. He's going to be coming on after. And of course, you know how he does it. Oh my goodness, he knows the music. He knows how to rock your world. And those of you on Facebook Live, thank you so much for spending time with us. We really do appreciate that. And share the video. There's a lot of people who will look at it after. So go ahead and share and like and love. And thank you so much. I see you all, folks. That's Martin. How you doing? Of course, my good friend David and Yvonne, and of course Yoella. A special big up to you, Yoella, my girlfriend, half German, half Grenadian. She's here in Brooklyn with me. It's so nice to hang out with you. So John, again, thank you so much. I wish you all the best, and hopefully I'll get a role the next time.
Yes, we come and have you audition.
I know famous people.
You sing?
Rub your shoulder.
You sing? Will you sing?
Boy, I come from a singing family. I just need a little voice training.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I just need a little voice training. Give me 2 sessions and me and Cheryl,
we'll get you in the cast.
head and head.
I don't know if I could handle you and Cheryl in the same cast. That's too much spice. That's too much Grenadian for me.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm just going to do this, folks. Again, have yourself a pleasant afternoon. Here is where I take my departure.
So you believe that all car dealerships are the same, right? No credit check, drive away with a brand new